Sure. Well, Shalom. Welcome to the Israelite Nation Assembly. And thank you for watching. If you are watching live and or if you are watching us versus YouTube at a later date or first Facebook on it. This lesson is for you. All right. So we're going to start off with our law reading for the day. And Captain Ira is coming with that.
We're going to be in Exodus chapter 20. We're going to read verses 1 through 17. And it reads, And Yah spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I am the Most High thy power, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High Yah in vain. For the Most High will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Shabbat day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Shabbat of the Most High, thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Most High made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Most High blessed the Shabbat day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High Yah giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's.
Down to 21.
And all the people saw thunderings and the lightnings, and the noise of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not Yah speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for Yah is come to prove you, and that his spirit may be before your faces, that ye sin not. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where Yah was.
Is that it?
Yep.
Hallelujah. You must apply all of these laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay. Look like we are trying to get back into our regular class in the way that we are doing things. So we're going to move forward at this point. We'll move on to our lesson. All right. So the name of the day's lesson is Waiting, the Precursor for Unity. Waiting, the precursor before unity. Waiting does not mean doing nothing. In the mind of the Israelite, for the true believer, waiting is defined as an action word. Waiting is order, it is structure, it is planned organization. The Father Yah instructs and we heed his commands. We heed his commands in practice. We heed his commands in application. Waiting is where you learn hope, faith, and endurance. It is the material substance by which causes experience. It is why the trial I failed last year, I succeed or I pass this year. Waiting is where this happens. It's why our Messiah upon his return is looking for that assembly without spot nor blemish. It is how one becomes clean. And as a nation, how we become free. All of this happens within the waiting. All of this happens within the waiting. So waiting is a precursor or a forerunner for the unification of the body. I want y'all to understand what we're going to go through today. Waiting is the precursor, the forerunner before the unification of the body. And all of our hopes and experiences and trials, they all come through the process of waiting. But it's in those moments you have to realize who you are and who we are as a people. Let's go to Lamentations 3:25. Lamentations 3, start at verse 25. We're going to read 25 and 26.
Lamentations 3, verse 25, verses 3 and 25 and 26.
Read.
The Most High is good unto them that wait for him.
The Most High is good to the ones that wait for him. Come on.
To the soul that seeketh him.
See, that's the same action. Waiting and seeking is the same action. Read.
It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Most High.
You should both hope and wait for the quietly for the salvation of the Most High. As I said before in my previous statement, waiting is not being silent. It's not doing nothing. Waiting is actually doing something. You're moving towards something, but it's the way you move towards it the Bible calls the wait. We're gonna get to it further along. Give me Habakkuk 2 and 3.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak.
But at the end, the vision is going to speak. Read.
And not lie.
And not lie. Read on.
Though it tarry, wait for it.
Wait for it.
Because it will surely come.
Because it will surely come. Read Habakkuk 2 and 3 again.
And it reads, for the vision is yet for an appointed time.
The vision is yet for appointed time.
But at the end it shall speak.
But at the end it shall speak. Read.
And not lie.
And not lie. Come on.
Though it tarry.
Though it tarry.
Wait for it.
Wait.
Because it will surely come.
Because it will surely come. Whatever the Most High has put in your life, whatever the Most High called you to do, whatever you should be doing, you have to wait for it. It doesn't mean that you're not doing nothing. It doesn't mean that you're not making any moves. The waiting process is a process that we all, as disciples of Yahushua, must do. The waiting process. And as a matter of fact, give me Acts 1:4. This, because he told his taught ones to wait. But it wasn't like they wasn't doing anything.
Acts 1, verse 4. And being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem.
Read.
But wait for the promise of the Father.
Read it again, please.
Acts 1, verse 4. And being assembled together with them,
Being assembled together, Yahushua was assembled together with them. Read.
commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem.
Don't leave Jerusalem. Come on.
But wait for the promise of the Father,
But wait. Come on.
which saith he,
Mm-hmm.
ye have heard from me.
But how am I supposed to wait? Because normally in the English vernacular, waiting means doing nothing or stopping. Right? It means to stop. Stop what you're doing. Wait. But in the Bible, waiting means doing something. It's the complete opposite. To wait means to do something. Drop down to verse 8.
Acts 1 verse 8. But ye shall receive power after the Holy Ghost
Mm-hmm.
is come upon you,
Mm-hmm.
and ye shall be witnesses unto me,
Mm-hmm.
both in Jerusalem
Come on.
and in all Judea
You know,
and in Samaria
Read.
and unto the uttermost part of the earth.
We're in the uttermost parts of the earth right now. These brothers and sisters had to wait. Yahushua said, go to Jerusalem and wait. But we just read, what was that? We just read in Lamentations, the waiting is seeking. Let's read Lamentations again. Then let's go back to Acts 8 and 1. The same action. Lamentations 3 and 25. Yes.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 25, and it reads, the Most High is good unto them that wait for him,
The Most High is good unto them that wait for him.
to the soul that seeketh him.
To the soul that seeketh him. Same action. It's the same action. Seeking him is the process of waiting for him. The same movement. Same movement. Now let's go back to Acts 1 and 4.
Acts 1 verse 4. And being assembled with them,
Mm-hmm.
commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem,
But what?
but wait for the promise.
But wait. But seek him. But seek him. Come on.
But wait for the promise of the Father,
Mhm.
which saith he, ye have heard from me.
Why are they seeking him? Why are they waiting in Jerusalem? And what are they waiting for? Drop down to verse 8. This is what they're waiting for. Come on.
Acts 1 verse 8.
Mhm.
But ye shall receive power.
Uh-huh.
After that, the Holy Ghost is come upon you.
Now you're waiting for this power after the full understanding of prophecy and the knowledge and understanding of the prophets are now come upon you. That's what I was waiting for, or that's what I was seeking for. Same action. Waiting is seeking. Seeking for what? To be indulged with information, knowledge, or the ability to extract knowledge out of the scriptures. All in one motion. Did we read verse 8?
No.
Okay, let's read verse 8.
Acts 1 verse 8. But ye shall receive power after the Holy Ghost is come upon you.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in
Uh-huh.
all Judea
In all Judea,
and
come
in
on.
Samaria
You're going to be a witness in Samaria, come
and
on.
unto the uttermost parts of the earth.
And in the uttermost parts of the earth, Yahushua was actually prophesying because these brothers never went to the uttermost parts of the earth. He's talking to us. We're living in the uttermost parts of the earth. Yahushua never lived in the uttermost parts of the earth. Peter, the chief apostle, he never lived in the uttermost parts of the earth. All the traveling that Paul did, Shaul did, he never lived in the uttermost parts of the earth. So Yahushua is talking to us. You're going to be a witness of me in the uttermost parts of the earth. But if you don't learn how to wait, if you don't learn how to seek, then you will never be an effective witness. You can't be until you learn the first step. The first step is waiting. That's the first step. To wait. It sounds like I'm saying do nothing, but I'm not. You got to learn how to be an effective witness. And to be a witness is to give testimony. To be a witness is to attest to a fact or an event. It's a person who sees something and can testify of it. This is not snitching. This is not snitching. This is a witness that can testify of something they know or have seen. So my question is this. Are you an effective witness? That's my question. Is your life reflective or a reflection of Yahweh Shai? And furthermore, would the Messiah, this is a big one, would the Messiah, upon his return, see himself in you? Because that's what he's asking for, and that's what he's calling for. When I come back, I want to see myself. I want to see all little Messiahs and everybody I see. Now you have to sit back and think, No, I'll answer for you. No. Give me John 17:23. Y'all got quiet. I asked 3 questions and everybody got quiet. Start looking around and twiddling their thumbs like, We've been around, we've been away from Elder for a minute. I wonder, is he talking about me? Yes! Spirit showed me.
John 17:23. John 17:23.
Yeah. 17:23, yeah.
The book of John, chapter 17, verse 23. I in them, and thou in me.
Come on.
That they may be made perfect in one, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me, and hast loved them.
Come on.
As thou hast loved me.
Read it again, because I don't think y'all know. This is, hey, listen, this is Yahweh Shai talking. This is a very powerful statement he is making. This is a very powerful statement he is making, and it makes you have the need to do better. You gotta fight to do better when you hear him talking like this. Read on. We might have to go up or down a few scriptures.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You want me to go start at 21?
Yeah, start at 21.
And it reads, John chapter 17, verse 21, that they all may be one.
That they all may be one.
As thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us.
That they also may be one in us, because I am an express image of the Father, but I'm looking for my taught ones to be an express image of me.
That the world may believe that thou hast sent me.
That the world may believe the Father, you sent me through their witness. Come on.
And the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them.
Come on.
That they may be one, even as we are one.
Read.
I in them, and thou in me.
Come on.
That they may be made perfect.
That they may be what?
Made perfect.
That they may be made what?
Made perfect.
So there's no such thing as, ain't nobody perfect. So you saying the scripture is a lie. Is that what's going on? Ain't nobody perfect. Get perfect. Get perfect through the waiting process. Read. Is that it?
Nope.
Read.
In one, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me, and hast loved them as thou hast loved me.
That was it, right? Yep. All right. Ephesians 5:26. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. The waiting is a precursor to the unification of the body. Ephesians 5, start at 26 and 27.
Start 25.
25? Okay. No, 26.
Okay.
I don't want you into marriage stuff yet.
Ephesians 5:26 and 27. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word. That he might. Ephesians 5:26. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word,
By the word, come on.
that he might present it to himself a glorious assembly.
That he might present it to himself a glorious assembly. So what he's talking about is he want to look at it and see a mirror reflection of himself. He was perfect. He was perfect, and he's expecting perfection. How do we get there? That's the question. Read verse 27 again, chapter 27.
Ephesians 5 and 27. That he might present it to himself a glorious assembly.
Come on.
Not having spot.
Not having spot.
Or wrinkle.
Or blemish. Come on.
Or any such thing.
Or any such thing in it. And it's not just talking about you. So get that out of your mind. It's not talking about you. Just you. It's talking about you, but not just you. It's talking about all of us collectively together. Read.
But that it should be holy and without blemish.
And without blemish. That it should be set apart. That assembly should be set apart and without blemish. Not just our local assembly here, but the body of Messiah as a whole. You can't, listen, you can't get out here. You can't get out here and just be by yourself. You have to be with other Israelites. You have to. Because guess what? You have wickedness in you, and the only way it's coming out is through fellowship with your brothers and sisters. That's it. The Most High sets it up that way. That's the only way you find out your sin, because you have sin in you locked away, stored up in you for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years worth of sin. You don't even know it's there until you get all around other people and then stuff start coming out. Well, my sister act like that. Sin, but she don't know it's right there until she get around other believers. Then the light come on. Then the mirror is right there. Then there's a reflection. Right there. Oh, wait, I say that, I do that, I act like that, that's how I am. Yes, yeah. But you'll never know it locked away by yourself. You have to be around your family. You got to. That's where reproof comes. That's when correction comes. That's when it comes. It can't come no other way. It's the only way it comes. And it's not to hurt you, it's to edify you. Because there's something in you the Most High put in you to give to the body of the assembly. How you going to use you when you locked away in a room by yourself? What did he give you the gift for? Your gifting of what you have is supposed to be presented to the body of Messiah. That's what's to edify the Messiah. The body of the Messiah, rather. That's what it's there for. There's people just sitting on their gift. And there's people that come that's actually physically in assemblies that sit on their talents or sit on their gifts and do nothing with it at all. At all. You're playing yourself cheap. Playing yourself short. Give me Jeremiah 6 and 9. We got to change our hearts. We have to change our way of thinking. For the unbeliever, for the circumcised in heart, and the uncircumcised of heart. We all have to change. We got to change our.
Jeremiah 6 and 9. Thus saith the Most High of hosts. They shall thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel as a vine. Turn back thine hand as a grape gatherer into the baskets.
Read verse 9 again.
Jeremiah 6 verse 9. Thus saith the Most High. They shall thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel as a vine.
They shall thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel as a vine. Do y'all know what it means to glean? To glean something means to. It's a farmer's terminology. It means to pick clean. It means to pick clean. Did you say, brother? Taking it all. It means to pick clean. the remnant of Israel. Shall thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel as a vine. Pick them clean. Read on, verse 10.
Turn back thine hand as a grape gatherer into the baskets.
Watch this, verse 10.
To whom shall I speak and give warnings?
So listen, the prophet is saying, who shall I talk to? Who am I going to speak to? Watch this, go on.
To whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear?
That's the question. Read on.
Behold, their ear is uncircumcised.
They can't hear. Their ear is uncircumcised, meaning they're not willing to hear. They're not willing to hear. Read.
Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Most High is unto them a reproach.
Don't y'all see this a lot? When you try to tell folks the truth and try to give them the word of God, and they reject it. And their ear is uncircumcised. They don't want to hear it. They're talking crazy. And it's not just about Hellite days and all that kind of stuff. It's about the truth of who you are. And do you love Yah? And do you love your nation? But people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They think that marching is going to solve something. You know what I'm saying? People actually get mad at me when I say that ain't nothing. I'm not going down there marching. For what? We've been marching 100 years. We've been marching. They still killing us. What have it solved? You cannot get rid of wickedness by negotiating with wickedness. You don't negotiate with the devil and then expect something less than wickedness. The devil is evil. So that's all they got to offer is evil. What has to happen is we have to check ourselves. Men got to act like men in Israel. Women got to act like women in Israel. We got to check ourselves. We got to help ourselves that way. We can't help ourselves with marching and protesting. And you got a righteous, quote unquote, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying righteous as far as the Bible. I'm talking to supposedly righteous-minded people. That's what I'm saying. Trying to do the right thing, protesting. But then you got wicked-minded people right next to them protesting. So you trying to get your point across, hands up, don't shoot, right? Because you think it's right. But you got somebody else, some other joker in here like, I can't wait to bust that window out so I can get me some of them new Jordans. It's double-minded. It's never going to work. What will work is if the nation of Israel come together with one mind. That will work. Under these laws, that will work. Clean ourselves up. Stop whoring our women out. Stop being homosexuals. Yeah. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. Where was we at?
Jeremiah 6 and 10.
Okay.
Finish it up.
Finish it out.
Jeremiah 6 verse 10. To whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Most High is unto them a reproach.
Come on.
They have no delight in it.
So a lot of our people are not covenant minded. We can't get them to settle down enough to hear this truth. And the truth of the matter is, most of us, we're lost. Believing that we're Christians, or believing that we're Muslims, or engaging in some other religion. You run to your master's religion, and not to your creator. We are a nation of people with laws and commandments, which is our wisdom, and it's our strength. We can't fight any other way. People, We can't fight any other way. The Most High built it like that. He put it in place just like we gotta do. We gotta do it like this. Give me Deuteronomy 4 and 5.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verses 5. And it reads, Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Most High thy power commanded me.
You know, read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verses 5.
Come
And
on.
it reads, Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Most High Yah commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Read on.
Keep therefore and do them.
Keep therefore and do them.
For
the commandments.
For this is your wisdom
This is your wisdom
and your understanding
and your understanding
in the sight of the nations.
in the sight of all the other nations. Your wisdom and your understanding is these laws. Come on.
Which shall hear all these statutes and say, Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Surely this nation is a wise and understanding people. Now, what people could we be referring to? Because somebody could be watching and say, well, we don't know what they just say nation. We don't know, right? Well, let's go to verse 1. Let's figure this thing out. Who is it talking to?
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 1. Now therefore hearken, O Israel.
Who?
O Israel.
So the subject of the nation that's being spoken about is Israel. We can't escape that. Israel. That's who we're talking about. Israel. Read on.
Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments which I teach you.
Israel. Read.
For to do them, that ye may live.
Israel may live. Read on.
And go and possess the land which the Most High thy power give unto your fathers.
Israel's fathers. Israel's fathers. That's what we're talking about. Come on.
Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you.
Israel.
Neither shall ye diminish out from it, that ye may keep the commandments of Yah.
That Israel may keep the commandments of Yah.
Which I command you.
Which I command you, Israel. That's who he's talking to. Subject matter, Israel. We made that plain enough. Now, I know all of us here, because we are believers in here, I know all of us here understand and understand that we are Israelites, and we can just about prove, everyone in here, we can prove how we are Israelites, right? I know that. That's cool. But there may be some people that's watching that cannot prove that they're Israelites. So why don't you guys bear with me a little bit, because we are live, so I can be a witness. Is that all right? If I can be a witness for a minute? We're going to run through the scriptures real fast, okay? Even faster than normal, okay? All right, Cap?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to run through them very, very quickly, okay? These scriptures y'all very familiar with, but we're going to go through them lightning fast. It's a lightning round, all right? Let me do Deuteronomy 28. Start at verse 1. Because I have people that may be watching that really don't understand, and I love them, and I want them to understand.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 1.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 1. Listen closely.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High Yah, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day,
Read.
that the Most High Yah will set thee on high above all nations on the earth.
This is what he's going to do. Set us above all nations on earth. So let's go through the Israelite mantra for a minute, okay? Let's drop down to verse 15.
Deuteronomy
28
and 15.
Now, this is for you, Israel.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High Yah, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee.
And they did come upon us. Come on.
And overtake thee.
And they did overtake us. Get down to verse 20.
Deuteronomy 28 and 20.
Come on.
The Most High shall send upon thee curse, cursing,
And he did.
vexation,
He did.
and rebuke,
Come on.
in all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do,
Mm-hmm.
until thou be destroyed.
And we are destroyed, mentally and spiritually destroyed. Was that it?
And until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me.
Because of the wickedness of our own doing, meaning we were disobedient to the Most High Yah. Verse 25.
Deuteronomy 28 and 25. The Most High shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them.
And it looks like that has happened to us. Nobody can say that did not happen to us. We know it. This is how we prove that we are the children of Israel. And I'm proving it to someone right now. This is how we prove we're the children of Israel. Read on.
And shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
Meaning that we're going into slavery all over the world. Is that it?
Yeah.
What verse was that?
25.
Let's go to 29.
Deuteronomy 28, 26 through 29. And thy carcass shall be meat unto the fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away.
Come on.
The Most High will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with emerods, and with the scab, and with the itch whereof thou canst not be healed. The Most High shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness.
Haven't we witnessed this? Isn't this our people? This is describing our people. How many times have you seen brothers and sisters out there? You said, wow, this person is lost. This person is lost, and only the Spirit of the Most High can get them back. Was that it? Read on.
28 and 29.
Read.
And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore.
Are we oppressed? It's the reason why people was out there for 15, 16 days marching and burning down houses and buildings and stuff like that, right? Part of the reason, I should say.
And no man shall save thee.
And no man is going to save you. Only Abba Yah, our Father, is going to save us. You need further proof? Let's go to verse 46.
Deuteronomy 28 and 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Keep going.
Yes, keep going.
Because thou servest not the Most High thy Yah with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
We did not do that. Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Most High shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things,
in want of everything we can want, need, and ask for.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And he did put a yoke of iron upon our neck and put us in slavery.
Until he have destroyed thee.
And he did mentally destroy our people. Drop down to 65.
Deuteronomy 28 and 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
We in a nation right now where we don't have ease. Because you get into your car as a black man, as a so-called black man, and you're a little nervous there. A little nervous there. You might be the next one to cause a riot. You don't know. We have no ease. We have no ease here. Always on the edge. Come on.
Neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest, but the Most High shall give thee there a trembling heart.
Oh, man. The Most High is going to give our men a trembling heart.
And a failing of eyes.
Me and another brother always say, Jake is scared. Jake is scared. Come on.
And a failing of eyes. And sorrow of mind.
And the sorrow of mind. Every time I think about the slaying of my brothers, I always feel a sense of sorrow behind it. But I know these things have to happen. This is part of the curse. That's why I'm online. That's why I'm teaching, to help wake my people up. Come on.
Deuteronomy 28 and 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee.
And our lives do hang in doubt before us. Read.
And thou shalt fear day and night.
And we do fear day and night. Come on. Is that it? Come on.
And shalt have none assurance of thy life.
And we don't have assurance of our life. And even the mothers, our mothers, they don't have assurance of their sons' lives. Worried whether your boy is coming home. Read.
In the morning thou shalt say, would Yah it were even. And at even thou shalt say, would Yah it were morning.
Want this day to be over.
For the fear of thine heart, wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see.
For everything we see. For everything we see. We have sorrow of mind behind it. All right. Let me try to get back to my lesson. I just had to be a witness for a moment. Get 2 Thessalonians. I wanted to do that for somebody I love. Yeah. 2 Thessalonians 1 and 4.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 1, verse 4.
We're going to read on down to 6 too.
Chapter 1, verses 4 through 6. And it reads, so that we ourselves glory in you, in the body of Yah, for your patience and faith in all your persecutions and tribulations that ye endure.
This is happening all in the waiting. Your faith, your patience, your persecutions, and your tribulations happens in the waiting to create endurance. Read verse 5.
Which is a manifest token of the righteous judgment of Yah.
We have to think about that for a moment. What is the manifested tokens of the righteous judgment of Yah? Your persecutions and your tribulations. Everything you go through, you deserve more. Oh, you ain't getting no hallelujahs on that one. I got a photo. You deserve more punishment than what you getting. But his mercy and righteous judgment is just a manifested token. When you go through stuff, it's just a little token of what you supposed to get. You should get more. You're still sinful. You should get more. Let me just give you a little something to tighten you up, straighten you out. A little something to straighten you out. And you say, why me? You deserve more than that. You better be grateful that's all you got. Thank you for not killing me. I just got a little sickness on me. Thank you.
Verses 5 reads, and 6, which is a manifest token of the righteous judgments of Yah, that ye may be counted worthy of the kingdom of him.
That you might be counted worthy. These manifested tokens is here to wake you up, to bring you through your tribulations, to help you overcome the trial you failed last year, to help you recover from that, and for you to win this year. It creates more patience. It creates more faith, which creates more endurance to help you win and gain salvation. Read.
For which ye also suffer, seeing it is a righteous thing with Yah to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Read it again.
Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yah.
It's a righteous thing with Yah. Come on.
To recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
To reward them who killed you, who hurt you, who oppressed you, who depressed you. We're not in the waiting for nothing. Salvation is coming. Salvation is coming. we must be in the waiting for something. So for some people, they don't know what salvation looks like. So let's run through a few scriptures describing what that recompense or that reward might look like. In Exodus 15. 15, let's start at verse 1, I believe, and then I'm gonna catch you over and go around.
Exodus 15, verse 1. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Most High, and spoke, saying, I will sing unto the Most High, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea.
Now, this is the process of us coming out of the Red Sea, our forefathers, and then there's a major slaughter of the Egyptians who were in pursuit of us. So let's see what salvation. This is what salvation looks like. This is what it looks like. We're reading it. Come on.
Exodus 15 and 2.
Come on.
The Most High is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation.
Read it again.
Exodus 15 and 2. The Most High is my strength and song.
He's my strength and my song because we have seen him demonstrate the killing of the people who hurt us or troubled us or took us through tribulation. Read.
And he has become my salvation.
That's how you become our salvation. Read on.
He is my Yah, and I will prepare him a habitation. My father's God. I will exalt him.
And I will exalt him. Let's go to Exodus. Hold that. Let's go to Exodus, chapter 14. Let's go to chapter 14. Exodus chapter 14. Start at verse 27.
Exodus chapter 14, verses 27 reads, And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to his strength when the morning appeared.
Come on.
And the Egyptians fled against it. And the Most High overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea.
He overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. Read on.
And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them.
Read on.
There remained not so much as one of them.
This is salvation and what it looks like. This is recompense. This is recompense. For all of our brothers and sisters who have been slaughtered, cut down, seemingly in the prime of their lives. It seems a little unfair, doesn't it? Because on one hand, Yah says, clean yourselves up, follow me, obey me, or be cursed. Under an oppression, and I'm gonna let your enemies slaughter you, right? This is what we read, right? On the other hand, he tells our enemies, because you're killing my people, I'm gonna kill you. Have anybody ever thought about that? The Most High, he says, it's your fault that you're in this position, Israel. Obey me, and overtake your enemies. But since you won't obey me, I'm going to allow the enemies to kill you and to be over you. But then he turns around and tells your enemy, I'm going to kill you because you killed them. You ain't never thought about this? What's going on here? Yeah, what's going on here? Where we at? Verse 14 and what? Sometimes you gotta sit back and think about what Yah has done.
I'm just saying.
He put you in a catch-22.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Obey me, or I'm gonna put your enemies over you, and I'm gonna let your enemies kill you. And then he says, because your enemies kill you, I'm a recompense. I'm a recompense and reward them for killing you. But yeah.
I don't know. And then
Yeah.
I made them hate you in the first place.
Look, I will take you, man.
And I did all this because everything is about you, Israel. It's not about them. It's all about you.
Sometimes you gotta sit at the children's table.
You gotta sit at the children's table.
You gotta obey, man.
Obey.
You gotta obey, man.
What verse?
You gotta start with that sincere milk, man. You gotta start with that sincere milk.
What verse we at? 28?
Yeah.
28.
Said,
Were we at 28?
yes, sir.
Okay, let's listen to 28.
And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the host of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them. But the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea. And the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left.
Come on.
Thus the Most High saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians.
Come on.
And Israel saw the Egyptians dead.
Read it again.
And Israel saw the Egyptians dead.
Read it one more time.
And Israel saw the Egyptians dead
Come on.
upon the seashore.
Saw them dead up on the seashore. Y'all have killed everybody. All your enemies dead. It is a righteous thing for him to recompense or to reward those who have gave you tribulation. This is what we should be waiting on. Not protesting. No, not protesting. Protesting don't work for Israel. It don't. In the words of Captain Ira, get your mind right. That's what works. That's what works. Getting our minds right is what works. And then when we get our minds right, that's when we're going to see reward upon our enemies. The recompense of Yah is coming. You can't do it. He didn't give us the strength to do it that way. Not that way.
You want double? You want double S?
I just wanted 30. That was it.
No, I was saying you want this one too.
No. Let's go back. I'm gonna go back. 15 and 2. 15 and 2.
Exodus 15, verse 2. The Most High is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation.
He's going to my recompense and reward upon the nations who brought us through tribulation. Come on.
He is the Most High, and I will prepare him a habitation. He is my father's God, and I will exalt him. The remnant, you gonna keep going?
Verse 3.
The Most High is a man of war. The Most High is his name.
The Most High is his name. He is a man of war, waiting to recompense. Did we finish up? What was that? Thessalonians? Did we finish that up?
46. Yeah, I know we did.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is what I want now. This is what I want to do now. The Most High is a man of war. The Most High is his name. Right now, I just want to give a little timeline because we've been going through and we've been seeing all kinds of protests and all kinds of things that's going on. All kinds of nations is mixed up in that protesting too. All different types of peoples is mixed up in that protesting. But I want to give you a little timeline here. And I'm not going to go that far back, but just as far back as 2020. And I want to call a few names because I often do this, call names, but I that's because I don't want our people to ever forget these people. Not that I'm trying to make them martyrs, not that I think that some of them was believers, whether they was believers or not. These people had lives, and some of them were, most of which lives were taken innocently. Just because another nation hated them. They seen them, they hated them, they killed them. They seen them, they hated them, they killed them. Okay? All right, so let's go through the timeline. I want to go through some major events from 2014 to 2020. July, 17th of July, 2014. Eric Gardner. Eric Gardner died after he was wrestled to the ground by a New York police officer. After the acquittal of a man who killed Trayvon Martin in Florida, we all know who that man is, can't forget his name. August the 9th, 2014, Michael Brown, 18 years old, was killed by a police officer in Ferguson, Missouri. The 22nd of November, 2014, Tamir Rice. Tamir Rice, a boy of 12 years old, was shot dead in Cleveland. The 4th of April, 2015, Walter Scott. Walter Scott was shot in the back 5 times by a white police officer who was later fired, and eventually he is doing time in prison, sentenced to 20 years. On July 5th, 2016, Alton Sterling. Mr. Sterling was killed after police responded to reports of disturbance outside his shop. That's That was the 5th of July, 2016. The 6th of July, 2016, Philando Castile, the next day. Philando Castile was killed while out driving with his girlfriend in St. Paul, Minnesota. The 13th, which really haven't got a lot of play, but the 13th of March, 2020, Breonna Taylor, 26-year-old emergency medical technician, was shot 8 times when officers raided her apartment in Louisville, Kentucky. But they were in their bed, her and her fiance, they were sleeping. They just busted in the house, shot the woman down 8 times.
Was that the one that said they had the wrong house?
They had the wrong house.
Yeah.
Breonna Taylor. That was the 13th. That was this year, March 13th. The 25th of May. This is what all of this craziness is going on. The 25th of May, 2020. George Floyd dies after being arrested in Minneapolis and held down by police officers, one of whom has his knee in Mr. Floyd's neck. We can never forget these names and never forget these people. But the reason these things are happening is because Israel have to come back to the Most High Yah. That is what is going on. If you don't know what's going on, why is this happening? Why is it so crazy? It's because you, Israel, this is all because of you. And like I said before, when Bachtam John was sitting on his couch and the woman came in and gunned him down, the same thing I said then, I'm going to say now. This is not the last one. It's going to happen again. It's going to continue to happen until Israel comes to the truth, and then we are saved out of this captivity. Isaiah 61, verse 1. We got a lot of reading to do, guys.
Isaiah 61 verse 1. The Spirit of the Most High is upon me, because the Most High hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prison to them that are bound, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Most High, and the day of vengeance of our Yah, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes.
To give unto them beauty for the ashes we received here in this captivity. Come on.
The oil of joy for mourning.
And joy for mourning we have received in this captivity. Read.
The garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness.
And a garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. Read on.
That they might be called trees of righteousness.
That we might be called what?
Trees of righteousness.
That we might be called trees of righteousness. Come on.
The planting of the Most High. That he might be glorified.
That Yah may be glorified. You're not waiting for nothing. You're waiting for something. I see a lot of pundits on TV, on the news, talking heads. A lot of people on Facebook have a lot of, and other social media platforms like that. They have a lot of opinions, some which sound very intelligent. Sound very intelligent. You look a little closer though. This has nothing to do with intellect. This has everything to do with being spiritually led. Everything to do with being spiritually led. Give me Proverbs 3 and 5. Read verses 5 and 6.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Most High with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path.
He has to direct our path, Israel. Only him. Give me Zephaniah 4 and 6. Zephaniah. Not Zephaniah, I'm sorry. Zechariah. Zechariah 4 and 6.
Zechariah 4 verse 6. Then he answered and spoke unto me, saying, This is the word of the Most High unto Zerubbabel, saying, Not by might,
It's not by might.
nor by power,
It's not by power.
but by my spirit, saith the Most High.
But it is by the Spirit of Yah. It is by the Spirit of Yah. Our success and our failures are mostly predicated upon how in sync we are with Yah. And also how we engage one another. Whenever our enemies came upon us, there were two things that our forefathers did. They unified as a people, and they stayed in the Spirit. We see this throughout biblical history. Those were the two things that our forefathers did to overcome their enemies. They unified, and they stayed in the Spirit. We can see an example of this through Nehemiah. Give me Nehemiah 2 and 1. This is just, I want the first 20 verses.
You want to divide them up?
Nehemiah 2.
No, 2. Start at verse 1. Give me the first 20 verses.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 2, verses 1 through 20. And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes, the king, that wine was before him. And I took up the wine and gave it unto the king. Now I had not been before time sad in his presence. Wherefore the king said unto me, Why art thou countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing else but sorrow of heart. Then I was very sore afraid, and said unto the king, Let the king live forever. Why should not my countenance be sad? When the city, the place of my fathers, sepulchres, lie waste, and the gates thereof are consumed with fire.
So, Nehemiah is saying something's wrong with my people. Something's wrong with my land. So he got love for his people. Read.
Then the king said unto me, For what dost thou make request? So I prayed to thy power of heaven. And I said unto the king, If it please the king, and if thy servant have found favor in thy sight, that thou wouldest send me unto Judah, unto the city of my father's sepulchres, that I may build it.
Send me home. Send me home so I can build it. What Nehemiah is displaying is the spirit of unity and the mind to build his nation. Read.
And the king said unto me, the queen also sitting by him, For how long shall the journey be? And when wilt thou return? So it pleased the king to send me, and I set him a time. Moreover, I said unto the king, If it please the king, let letters be given to me to the governors beyond the river, that they may convey me over till I come into Judah.
All right, stop there. Let's get stop there for a minute. Let's get 1 Peter 3 in. Because what Nehemiah is doing is he's displaying an eagerness to help his people.
1 Peter 3 verse 8. Finally, be all of one mind, having compassion one of another, love as brethren, be pitiful, be courteous, not rendering evil for evil, or railing for railing, but contrariwise blessing.
Was that it? Verse 9?
No. Knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing.
But you should inherit a blessing. Give me 1 Corinthians 1 and 10.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1, verse 10. And it reads, Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of Yahushua, our Messiah, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you.
There are no divisions among you. Read.
But that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment.
Now give me Philippians 2 and 2.
Philippians 2, verse 2. Fulfill you my joy, that you be like-minded, having the same love.
It's over and over, having the same love. Be unified. Be of one mind. Be on one accord. Over and over and over. The Bible just keep telling Israel, be on one accord. Be of one mind. Read.
Being of one accord, of one mind.
That was it. That's all I want to do. Give me Colossians 3 and 14. Let's just run through them real quick. We're going to go back to Nehemiah. We'll just run through them real quick.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 14. And it reads, and above all these things, put on charity,
Put on love,
which is the bond of perfectness.
which is the bond of perfectness. Give me Psalms 133 and 1.
Psalms 133, verse 1. A song of degrees of David. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity.
It's good and it's pleasant to dwell together in unity. Give me 2 Corinthians 13 and 11.
The book of Second Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 11. And it reads, finally, brethren, farewell. Be perfect. Be of good comfort. Be of one mind.
Be of what?
Be of one mind.
Be of one mind. The Bible, listen, we're going back and forth all over the Bible saying be of one mind. Come together. Be of one mind. Unify, unify, unify. Come on.
Live in peace. And the power of love and peace shall be with you.
Shall be with you. Give me Ephesians 4 and 1 through 6.
Ephesians 4, 1 through 6. I, therefore, the prisoner of the Most High, beseech you that you walk worthy of the vocation wherewith you are called, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love.
Forbear one another in love. Is that it?
No, what?
Come on.
No, you said 3 and
I said 4 and
1 through 4.
1 through 6.
Endeavoring to keep the unity of spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body and one spirit.
There's one body and one spirit.
Even as you are called in one hope
As you
of
are
your
called,
calling.
one hope of your calling.
Was it 1 through 6 or 1 through 4?
1 through 6.
Okay. One master, one most high, one faith,
One faith.
one baptism,
Come on.
one Yah, and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all.
And in you all. Bible keeps saying it all over. Let's get one more. Romans 12 and 4. Romans 12 and 4. 4 through 5.
Romans 12, 4 through 4 and 5.
Yep.
The book of Romans, chapter 12, verses 4 and 5. Whereas we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office. So we, being many, are one body
We
in
are
Yahweh.
one body in Yahweh. Now, all the members don't have the same office. Some are teachers, others are healers, others have the gift of administration, others, you understand? The ministry of helps. But we are one body. All one body. Operating to edify the body of Messiah. And we can't do that hooking up with all those groups out there that don't have Yah's laws in mind. Let's go back to Nehemiah. Was we done with that?
No, it's a little bit.
Okay, let's read the rest of this.
So we, being many, are one body in Yahweh, and every one members one of another.
Every one member is one of another. We are one of another. Let's go back to Nehemiah.
Yeah, I think it was.
We was at verse 6.
Okay. Verse 6, and it reads, and the king said unto me, the queen also sitting by him, for how long shall the journey be? And when wilt thou return? So it pleased the king to send me, and I set him a time. Moreover, I said unto the king, if it please the king, let letters be given to me to the governors beyond the river, that they may convey me over till I come unto Judah. And the letter unto Asaph, the keeper of the king's forest, that he may give me timber to make beams for the gates of the palace, which appertain to the house, and for the wall of the city, and for the house that I shall enter into. And the king granted me, according to the good hand of my power upon me. Then I came to the governors beyond the river, and gave them the king's letters. Now the king had sent captains of the army and horsemen with me.
Verse 10. Watch this.
When Sanballat, the Horonite, and Tobiah, the servant, the Ammonite, heard of it,
Which was all of foreign nations.
it grieved them exceedingly.
They got mad because he wanted to build up the city of Judah, or the nation of Judah.
That there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel.
Read that again, because this has got to be ridiculous. You know, this is just verse 10. It's just ridiculous for anybody to think this way. Read it again. It
When
says,
Sanballat
come on,
and the Horonite
the Horonite, come on,
and Tobiah, the servant, the Ammonite, heard of it, it grieved them exceedingly.
Now, why are you mad? Because he said, I want to fix up my forefathers' ruins. Why are you mad?
Right.
What made them mad? Why are you mad? You mean you hate Israel that much? You don't want to see us with nothing. You don't want to see us unified. Let me put a pin in that. We got to take a side note right quick. That's why you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. You got to be careful because everybody that's saying hallelujah don't have good things in mind for you. You know, they don't have good things in mind for you. This is a brother. I hope you watch it. I hope you share the video. He know what we teach about Esau around him. He knows. But he want to invite Esau in here. No. Why would I have Esau in here and I teach against Esau all the time? That's double-mindedness right there. That's giving somebody an accusation to say, see, he always going against Esau, but he got Esau right there. Everybody's saying hallelujah, y'all don't have good intentions. They just don't. Everybody wearing them backwards F and P's and stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Paleo Hebrew. You know. They ain't got good, you know. Some folks just don't have good intentions. They want to, you know, cause divisions and problems. All right. Give me verse 10 again.
Verse 10 reads, When Sanballat, the Horonite, and Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, heard of it, it grieved them exceedingly, that they was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel.
Read on.
Nehemiah 2, verses 1 through 20, verse 11. So I came to Jerusalem and was there 3 days. And I arose in the night, I and some few men with me. Neither told I any man what my Yah had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem. Neither was there any beast with me, save the beast that I rode upon. And I went out by night, by the gate of the valley, even before the dragon well, and to the dung port, and viewed the walls of Jerusalem, which were broken down, and the gates thereof were consumed with fire. Then I went on to the gate of the fountain, and to the king's pool, but there was no place for the beast that was under me to pass. Then went I up in the night by the brook, and viewed the wall, and turned back, and entered by the gate of the valley, and so returned. And the rulers knew not whither I went, or what I did. Neither had I as yet told it to the Jews, nor to the priests, nor to the nobles, nor to the rulers, nor to the rest that did the work. Then said I unto them, Ye see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lieth in waste, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. Come and let us build up the wall of Jerusalem, that we be no more a reproach. Then I told them of the hand of Yah, which was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands with this good work. But when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, and Geshem the Arabian heard it, they laughed us to scorn and despised us and said, what is this thing that you do? Will ye rebel against the king? Then answered I them and said unto them, Yah of heaven, he will prosper us. Therefore we his servants will arise and build. But ye have no portion, no right, no memorial in Jerusalem.
Read verse 20 again. Because these were those heathens that was talking about in verse 1, or was it verse 2? In verse 2, look what they said. Look what he said to them in verse 20.
Nehemiah 2 and 20. Then answered I them and said unto them, Yah, the God of heaven, he will prosper us.
He's going to prosper us. This is the kind of mind we have to have. He is going to prosper us. Read.
Therefore we his servants will arise and build.
We're going to build our nation. We're going to build our nation. Come on.
But you have no portion.
But you heathen nation, you have no portion with us. Come on.
Nor right.
You have no right to come with us. Come
no
on.
memorial.
You have no memorial here to be with us. Come on.
In Jerusalem.
In Jerusalem. This is not yours. This is ours. And I'm going to say it one more time for the cheap seats. Any other nation need not apply. Done with you. All right, we're getting to the end. It's the last scripture. Or is it? The last scripture. Or is it? First Maccabees 2. Start at verse 42. We're going to hear some examples of the men of Israel and what we should aspire, or how we should aspire to be. Give me 42, and we're going to read on down to, I think, 60 or 61.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 42 through 60. Then came there unto him a company of Assyrians, who were mighty men of Israel.
They lived they were called Assyrians, but they were Israelites. Come on.
Even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law.
Read on.
Also all they that fled for persecution joined themselves unto them, and were a stay unto them.
Read.
So they joined their forces, and smote sinful men in their anger, and wicked men in their wrath. But the rest fled to the heathen for security. Then Matthew and his friend,
Matthias, what did he do?
and his friends went round about and pulled down the altars. And what children soever they found within the coast of Israel uncircumcised, those they circumcised valiantly. They pursued also after the proud men, and the work prospered in their hand. So they recovered the law out of the hand of the Gentiles, and out of the hand of the kings. Neither suffered they the sinner to triumph. Now when the time drew near that Matthias should die, he said unto his sons, now have pride, and rebuke gotten strength, and the time of destruction, and the wrath of indignation. Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law.
Be what?
Be ye zealous for the law.
Be zealous for the law. Come
and
on.
give your lives for the covenant of your father.
Read verse 50 again, because many of our brothers and sisters are scared to do this. Come on.
Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law.
Be zealous for the law.
And give your lives for the covenant of your father.
And be willing to give your life for the covenant of our Father. Read.
Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name.
Now this is the list of our forefathers and how they responded.
Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation?
Temptation.
Temptation. And it was imputed unto him for righteousness.
Read.
Joseph in the time of distress kept the commandment and was made master of Egypt.
Read on.
Phineas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant and an everlasting priesthood. Yahushua, for fulfilling the word, was made a judge in Israel.
Come on.
Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom.
Read.
Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. Ananias,
Come on.
Azarias,
Read.
and Maziel, being by believing, were saved out of the flame.
You gotta know who those three people are. You
Yeah,
gotta know
they didn't bow, and they put them in the fire, and y'all was with them in there.
That's
When
right.
they looked in there,
That's
y'all
right.
was with them.
That's right. Come on.
Daniel, for his innocence, was delivered from the mouth of lions, and thus considered. Oh, that was 60. Sorry.
That's all right. 161.
And thus consider ye throughout all ages, that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome.
Read verse 61 again.
And thus consider ye throughout all ages.
The Bible, the scriptures say, consider these men and consider these scriptures throughout all the ages. Every one of them that put their trust in Yah. Read.
That none that put their trust in him shall be overcome.
So they wasn't overcame. They wasn't overcame. In other words, they won. They won. Is that it, brother?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We won't be overcame if we're on one accord. Y'all set it up this way. Y'all has set it up this way. And the love of Yah and the love of our brothers and the respect for one another is how we win. Last scripture, Matthew 22. I said that one was the last one. One more. Matthew 22, 30. Start at verse 37. 37 through 40. Yeah.
Matthew 22, verse 37 through 40.
Yes.
Yehoshua answered unto him, Thou shalt love the Most High Yah with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment.
This is the first and great commandment, brothers and sisters. But no less, the second one is like unto it. Read.
And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Your neighbor is your brother. Come on.
On these two commandments.
On these two commandments.
Hang all the laws and the prophets.
You won't break any of the commandments if you keep these two. If you just keep these two, you won't break any of the commandments. Loving Yah and loving your brother. So with that being said, we say hallelujah. This is Elder Yaziqua saying Shalom Israel. Shalom Israel. May the Most High Yah watch between me and thee while we are absent one from another. Shabbat Shalom. Hallelujah.